This is Swift Media SHOWREEL. Today, we step into a land shaped by ice, by mountains, and by a beauty that feels timeless. This is Switzerland, a place where nature paints with the brightest colors on earth. And every valley, every ridge, and every lake tells a story formed over millions of years. As the sun rises over the towering peaks, the light spills across the snowfields and forests, awakening a landscape that feels untouched and eternal. The Swiss Alps stretch across the horizon like a fortress made of stone and snow. Their walls of rock rise sharply upward, their summits glowing with morning light. For millions of years, glaciers carved these mountains into sharp ridges, deep valleys, and dramatic cliffs. The work of ice has shaped everything we see, lines in the rocks, curves and slopes, and the paths that wind through the heart of these mountains. From far away, each summit looks quiet and peaceful. But up close, every peak carries the memory of the earth itself. Layers of stone hold the record of centuries, and every glacier still whispers the story of how this land was formed. In one of Switzerland's most dramatic landscapes lies the Valley of Lauterbrunnen. A place framed by 1,000-foot cliffs and filled with waterfalls that fall straight from their edges. The moment you enter this valley, the echoes of water surround you from every direction. Here, the sound of falling water never stops. It becomes a part of the air, a river of echo that flows constantly between the walls of rock. Wooden Swiss chalets sit quietly below the cliffs, their roofs pointed toward the sky, standing peacefully among fields of deep green. Not far from here lies Interlaken, a town resting between two crystal-clear lakes. It is a gateway to some of the finest scenery in Switzerland. To one side, Lake Brienz glows with a rare turquoise color, bright, smooth, and almost unreal, as though it belongs in a dream. Its still surface reflects the mountains and forests with perfect clarity. On the other side lies Lake Thun, a mirror of deep blue, where the reflections of snow-covered peaks stretch across the surface like painted art. Between these two lakes, Interlaken stands as the heart of this extraordinary region. Connecting water, mountains, and sky into a single sweeping view. Further into the Alps sits Grindelwald, a village that rests below giant cliffs and wide open slopes. Green fields stretch forward while massive rock faces rise sharply above. The atmosphere here is a blend of peaceful rural life and dramatic alpine wilderness. One of the most iconic mountains in this region is the Eiger, whose legendary north face stands tall, cold, steep, and unforgiving. For generations, it has challenged climbers and inspired travelers with its rugged beauty. traveling across Switzerland. One of the most unforgettable journeys is aboard the Glacier Express, famously known as the slowest express train in the world. And for good reason. The purpose of this journey is not speed, it is the scenery. This train moves through tunnels carved deep into the mountains. Crosses 291 bridges and glides above valleys shaped by ancient glaciers. From the wide windows, every turn reveals a new sweep of landscapes, forests, cliffs, rivers, and villages that seem to belong to another time. The Glacier Express transforms travel into an experience where the journey is as extraordinary as the destination. Further west, in the village of Zermatt, one mountain dominates the skyline, the Matterhorn. Its iconic pyramid shape rises above the valley with perfect symmetry, creating one of the most recognizable silhouettes in the world. Seen from a distance, it looks almost sculpted, a shape too precise to be natural, yet formed entirely by the forces of nature. As the sun sets, the Matterhorn turns golden, then orange, and finally fades into a dark outline against the evening sky. Switzerland is more than its mountains, lakes, and valleys. It is a reminder of how beautiful our world can be when nature is allowed to shape the land slowly, patiently, and powerfully. Every waterfall, every glacier, every forest path tells a story that began long before us. A story written by wind, water, ice, and time.